Hi, how are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time and hope we can see you soon. And happy lockdown!
Nice to see you.
Look at the camera and say it.
Nice to see you.
One more time.
Nice to see you. Hi.
Now.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kids Church. I'm so excited that you could join us here this morning. This month in Kids Kingdom, we'll be learning about the story of David and Goliath. This month's memory verse is 1 Samuel 17, verse 47. The battle is the Lord's, and He will deliver you into our hands. Today, we'll be learning more about the Bible story together. We'll do a craft, and we'll also get to worship God. First of all, let's stand up and worship God together.
Good morning, everybody. My name is David.
And I'm Johnny.
And we're really excited to be able to worship God with you this morning. And the very first song we're going to sing is I'm in the Lord's Army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly on the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the Lord's army.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the Lord's army.
Yes, sir.
I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly on the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army.
Yes, sir.
All right, great singing, everybody. And now for our second song, Give Me Oil in My Lamp. Give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Give me oil in my lamp, I pray.
Yeehaw!
Give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Keep me burning to the break of day.
Everybody sing and sing.
Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. Make me a fisher of men, keep me seeking. Make me a fisher of men, I pray.
Yeehaw!
Make me a fisher of men, keep me seeking. Seeking souls when Jesus comes again. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. All right, great singing, everybody.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and these are my three beautiful daughters, Annalise,
Hi.
Sienna,
Hi.
and Aria. Aria's a bit giggly today, but that's okay. Now, in kids class this month, what have we been learning about, girls?
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath, and how God gave David, a shepherd boy, a victory, an incredible victory for God's people over a giant named Goliath.
Whoa.
Now, do you think it would have been very scary for David to face Goliath, a giant? Yeah. How do you think David got so brave?
Fighting. And
Knowing that God is on his side.
Oh, knowing that God was on his side, yeah.
And believing himself.
Believing in himself, yeah, and fighting off bears and lions, yeah. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is some things that happened before David fought Goliath, so we can get a little bit better understanding of what made David so brave. So, did you know that before this, when he was still younger, God sent a prophet to David's father to tell him one of his sons would be the next king of Israel? Did you know that? No.
No.
And you know what happened?
What?
His dad brought out all 7 of David's brothers and brought them before the prophet and didn't even think to bring David. Because he thought, no way would it be David. Can you imagine that?
That'd be sad.
Can you imagine that? So, God sent the prophet Samuel to choose one of the sons of Jesse to be the next king of Israel. And he saw all of David's 7 brothers, and he looked at each one, but God hadn't chosen any of them. And he said, "Don't you have any other sons?" And Jesse said, "I have one more, but he's just out with the sheep." Then Samuel said, "Go get him." So they brought David over. They brought David to Samuel. And Samuel said, and God told Samuel, "This is the one, anoint him." Well, nevertheless, the prophet said to David in 1 Samuel 16, verse 12, it says, when he saw him, the Lord said, "Rise and anoint him. He is the one." So even though David's dad didn't think he could be a leader of God's people necessarily, God did. Then David goes on to bring, while they were having the battle against the Philistines, David's brothers went to battle, not David. Did you know that?
Yeah.
David had to stay home and take care of the sheep.
Oh.
Well, David's brothers had been there for some time, and their dad thought they might be hungry, so he sent David to bring him some food. And do you know what happened when David got to the battle and brought his brothers some food?
No.
His brothers got mad at him and said, "You just came here to watch the battle. You're naughty. Go away." Can you imagine that?
Here's the food.
Oh, you just came to watch the battle. Get out. Go away.
No, I didn't. I brought you your food.
No, you didn't.
Aw. Poor him.
Then the king, when he decides he's going to fight Goliath, David says, "Well, I'm going to fight Goliath and no one else is going to do it." The king tells him he's too young and too small. Can you imagine that?
Oh, no.
I'll fight Goliath. You're too young and you're too little.
No, I'm not. I have God on my side.
Well, there were so many negative voices in David's life. Everyone was telling him he was too young, too small, too little, and he didn't know how to fight. So what made David so brave? Oh, he listened to God instead of all those other people. And it can make us brave too if we learn to listen to God. In 1 Samuel 17, verse 45, when David goes out to fight Goliath, listen to what he says. Even though everyone else had been telling him, too little, too small, too weak, here's what David said to Goliath. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." So who did David listen to?
God.
God. Can you imagine that? And Goliath said to David, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. "Come here," he said, "and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals." David said to the Philistine, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." Hi-ya! Right. So, what can we learn from the story of David and Goliath? We can learn that who is it the most important that we listen to? God. That's right. So, if we want to be brave like David and do great things for God, we need to start listening to God. Well, how do you listen to God?
Reading the Bible?
Reading the Bible.
And praying.
Reading the Bible and praying, that's right. So everybody, you start asking your parents, if you're not already doing this, to read the Bible with you so you can start listening to God, and then one day you can do something brave and great for God like David did. That's our story for today. Bye.
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 Hello everyone. Hey, so welcome to Kids Kingdom craft class of the day. So for today, we're going to continue looking at David and Goliath, and we're going to see what happened with Goliath. Can anybody tell me what happened when David ran into Goliath finally? That's right. David beat Goliath. Yay! So let's see what happened. Here we go. So this is how he beat Goliath. Can everybody see how he had a slingshot and a pebble? So yes, if you're specific, you said slingshot and pebble, you are right. And oh, that's right. Should we do that again? Did you see that? David took his slingshot and he hit Goliath. So today's craft, we're going to be making this scene of how David relied on the Lord and the Lord was with them, and David was able to beat Goliath just with this little pebble. Let's go.
So here we have our supplies, markers, scissors, and printer. And first thing we're going to do is cut the top strip off, and we will tell you why later. So don't forget, you might need mommy and daddy to help you with this part. Put that aside. Now we've got 2 little tiny slits on this big piece of paper, and we're going to carefully cut along the slits to make 2 little holes. And again, you'll see why later. Voila! There they are. Cool. Okay, I'm going to put the piece of paper down. And now the fun part. Yay, we get to color. Don't forget to make it colorful. Don't forget to highlight the scripture part. Yay, so pretty. Now we're going to take the strip that we cut, and that has a little rock on it. We're going to thread the strip through the 2 slits. Boom! David just got Goliath in the eye. Let's do it again. Boom! Yay!
Hey kids, welcome back. Now I hope you've had a great time today. Now let's all stand and sing one final song. And this song you may have heard before, you may not have. But let's sing, I'm Gonna View That Holy City. I'm gonna view that holy city, oh, I'm gonna view that holy city one of these days. I'm gonna view that holy city, I'm gonna view that holy city one of these days. I'm gonna meet my loving Jesus, oh, I'm gonna meet my loving Jesus one of these days. I'm gonna meet my loving Jesus, I'm gonna view that holy city, meet my loving Jesus one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, oh, I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table, I'm gonna view that holy city, meet my loving Jesus, sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna feast on milk and honey, oh, I'm gonna feast on milk and honey one of these days. I'm gonna feast on milk and honey, I'm gonna view that holy city, meet my loving Jesus, sit at the welcome table, feast on milk and honey one of these days. I'm gonna sing and never get tired, oh, I'm gonna sing and never get tired one of these days. I'm gonna sing and never get tired, I'm gonna view that holy city, meet my loving Jesus, sit at the welcome table, feast on milk and honey, sing and never get tired one of these days. Well done everyone! I hope you're not as exhausted as I am. Great job, and I hope you have an amazing day.